make haste. Beyond the outer walls of Symonia, a horse-drawn wagon canters through the dirt roads towards Marlena's Meadow, a forgotten meeting place in the small woodlands roughly 5 miles west of the city. Unbeknownst to our players' characters, this carriage is driven by the same undead commanding mage that eluded them during their encounter on the beach. Nestled in the back of the wagon bed, the mysterious statue of a kneeling woman, hands tied behind her, and head having been separated from the shoulders. By midnight, the carriage reaches the meadow. Hundreds of vibrant flowers blanket the reposeful clearing. Awaiting the mage's arrival is more than a dozen figures wearing similar garbs. Black hooded cloaks with a green trim of arcane runes that faintly reflect the moonlight, painting a scene that would be reminiscent of a witch's coven or a group of cultists preparing for a ritual sacrifice. The headless statue is carefully removed from the back of the wagon and meticulously placed atop a patch of flowers in the clearing. The robed individuals then encircle the statue, while the mage remains in the center, speaking an incantation. The weather intensifies, wind howling, nearby trees creaking, and distant thunder rumbling. Surrounding the statue, the robed figures begin to feverishly dance, as if in a ritualistic praise to a deity, while the mage in the center continues to chant and wave his arms in a somatic fashion. This continues for more than an hour while the weather's intensity builds. Finally, lightning from the sky strikes a nearby hillside, and the group of individuals stop their performance simultaneously. The mage in the center begins to sermonize.
It is done. And now, my disciples, we take the first steps towards restoring the destiny of Fargyle. Until morrow's debt renown, lest we forget, for queen and crown.
Nothing quite compares to that feeling one gets after a visit to Ephraim's Farms in Fargyle. Sometimes simple things yield the best rewards, like our traditional ambrosia Honeycrisp preserves, or a basket of our locally grown creek pecans. They pair great with some of Miss Henrietta's fresh baked breads, or Farmer Joe's cured meats or famous smoked hams. Find it all at Ephraim's Farms, where simple is simply scrumptious.
Ephraim's Farms, you can find us north of Symonia, past Westman's Gate, 2 lefts and a right.
Due to popular demand, find the latest fashion craze that's sweeping the region at the store that started it all. Raymond Farrell's Fine Linens and Gay Apparel. Visit the newest location by Simonia's East Gate. Now offering complimentary codpiece fittings with every hat purchase or hat rental. Everything you need and more at the new Raymond Farrell's. That's right, baby. You know our motto, get in or get out. And now, back to D&V.
It has been 1 month since our party returned home with Hoffenrichter's petrified remains and word of an attack on the city of Crux. For the past few weeks, multiple squads of Royal Knights and commissioned militia were dispatched to help defend the Cruxonians. But it wasn't until a famous wizard from Yashla Tarvish arrived that the tide was finally turned and their combined forces were able to repel the orcs back into the Coldwater Woods. The battle brought many casualties, and the captain of the vanguard, Sir Edric, suffered a near-fatal injury from a falling tree. Sir Francis Fauntleroy, Sir Edric's second cousin and notorious child-hater and animal abuser, has been reinstated, assuming the position of captain while Sir Edric continues to recover. Tensions are high, and there are some who fear the orcs will attack the farmlands north of Symonia or the city of Crux again. Taxes have been raised to cover defense and war expenditures, and now refugees are trickling in from Crux, fleeing in hopes of better opportunities in Symonia. The party still finds themselves passing through the courtyard and visiting Professor Hoffenrichter's statue, dreaming of a way to acquire the means needed to perform a revivification. Good-paying jobs are more difficult than ever to find in Symonia, and the party is realizing they could make coin much faster if they pursued careers as full-time adventurers. Until this point, they were hesitant to leave the city, waiting for the battle in Crux to be resolved and continuing to watch the statues in the courtyard should any thieves return for the bound stone maidens. But after a few uneventful weeks, they believe the statues to be sufficiently guarded for now. One evening, our party decides to have dinner at their favorite tavern, the Lizard's Gizzard, as they discuss options for work and future adventuring.
Well, I tell yous, old Clem here could sure use some more bandits to brawl. Last couple weeks have been quite boring since our weekend with that basilisk. Am I right, Elton?
Indeed. Barmaid, another round! So, Alia, know of any jobs for local monster hunters or anything?
No. In fact, there's word of the laws becoming even more strict, and little to no hunting jobs are being offered now to ensure enough fish and wildlife remain for the next Royal Games competition.
Too bad. And I wonder if the increasing number of refugees will impact the Royal Games or Festival this year.
That's right. The big hunt and day of fishing are kind of staples around here in Symonia. And I wonder if someone will finally catch old Spine-Tooth McGregor this year.
I agree, Jacques. Spine-Tooth McGregor is just a big fish story used to sell t-shirts and spread fear-mongering propaganda.
Fish-mongering propaganda? What now?
Orson, you are crazy, but I like you.
Just then, a conversation is heard right outside the window adjacent to the party's table. It looks like a drunken sailor has just bumped into a pair of young elvish adventurers and is now possibly propositioning them.
Now I be tellin' yous, and I tell yous no lie. Captain Grover's famous Bullfinch is back in business. For nary there been a nook nor cranny Captain Yellowteeth's yet to sail that not yielded a boatload of treasure, or a crew of the finest fair souls that ye ever set sail with. Plus, Captain Grover always be letting his crew feast on all the succulent slipper lobsters ye can catch.
I don't know, man. We're kind of busy, you know?
Yeah, maybe later. Right now, we're famished, and for something other than slipper lobsters.
Well, suit yourselves. But don't say I didn't warn yous. When opportunities dry up here and Captain Grover's Bullfinch has already set sail for further plunders. Besides, for a bag of coin he only be asking. For a crew to voyage a mere week to the east. They say that the captain rarely uses the same crew twice, but I aim to make it aboard that glorious vessel once again. Best we hurry, for the Bullfinch leaves tonight from the southwest docks upon the final curfew's bell, and Captain Grover waits for no one.
The sailor then stumbles away towards the south end of town. The two elvish adventurers from outside then enter the saloon-style doors and into the tavern. They take note of the crowd and available seating, and then apparently recognize Alia.
Oh, hey, look, it's Alia. How's it going? You remember me, right? It's Yohan Rockytop from Wilderness and Survival. And this is my friend Gemma. She's an exchange student from Shazir. Mind if we join you all?
Alia, you now recognize Yohan as being one of the students frequently reprimanded in Mr. Havich's survival course. He was slightly older than most of the others in class, and you remember him telling you it was the second time he had to repeat the course, as Mr. Havich failed him the previous year.
Oh yeah, Johan. I remember. Yeah, why don't you join us? Were you able to finally pass that survival course second time around?
No, unfortunately not. That Mr. Havich has it in for me. So I've been thinking of just dropping out here in Symonia. I have kin in Wareland and was considering moving back, maybe staying with a cousin who runs a fletching outfit there.
Like, we could always go on that Bullfinch cruise, or whatever that drunk dude was talking about.
I don't know. What did he say? A bag of coin to sail to the east. Sounds kind of vague.
Like, they're probably just paying for the privacy. You think? Like, maybe a bunch of nobles want to go on a sightseeing cruise, but none of them want to do the labor, you know?
I suppose you're right. I mean, how bad could it possibly be?
And, like, Wereland is east of here, too, so maybe we won't necessarily need to make the return trip, you know?
So what do you think, Alia? You and your friends ever heard of this Bullfinch cruise? Or maybe you're interested in joining us on this little voyage, if we go.
Actually, yeah. We've been searching for work or opportunities for adventure, and this sounds as good as any. What do you three think?
Well, I'm in. Maybe we can do some fishing while we're out there. How about you, Orson?
Oh, Jacques and I are up for anything.
Well, I hate to be Sir One who poops out at parties, but I think I will have to remain here. I don't do well in water. I get seasick. But good journey to you all. I will remain here and pray for guidance in restoring Hoffenrichter until your return.
Like, who's Hoffenrichter?
Oh, just an old teacher and mentor of ours.
You mean the old music teacher in Symonia? I had Hoffenrichter when I was younger, too. Is he not well? What happened?
It's complicated. We had our first real taste of adventuring a few weeks ago. There'll be a lot to fill you in on.
Well, a seafaring voyage will give us plenty of time to do so.
At this time, you all hear the city bell towers begin to toll off into the distance, signaling the imminent closing of the outer gates. Based on the information from the drunken sailor, you should have a full hour to gather any needed supplies and to make it to the docks before the final curfew's bell.
Well, after Jem and I finish eating here, we need to grab a few things from home. Why don't you all head down to the docks and save us a spot, in case space aboard is limited? Sound good?
You got it, Yohan. Hopefully we'll see you within the hour at the Southwest Docks.
You all say your goodbyes to Elton as he heads back to the Church of Apollo.
Stay safe, my friends, until we meet again.
Alia, Clem, and Orson each return to their homes and gather their gear, after which they head to the south end of town and towards the docks. Once there, the party sees only one ship moored at the southwest docking line. The large vessel has the word Bullfinch inscribed across the side of its red and black painted hull. There is a sailor talking to an older man with squinty eyes and gray beard on the gangway. The sailor finishes talking with the man, then enters the captain's quarters area of the ship. After he is turned away, the older man then turns back down the ramp and starts walking towards the direction of the approaching players' characters. His pace quickens as he begins to jog towards you.
Ahoy! Hello there, children. Are you here for the captain as well? My name is Gregory, and well, not me personally, but my kids, you see, are trying to get aboard if there is still any room. I just spoke to a man but a moment ago, but he said he's going to fetch the captain. He's currently in a meeting. Say, what are your names?
I guess I tell him my name.
Alia, a beautiful name. And this strapping young dwarf?
Clem Clemens is the name. Put her there, pal. And I reach out and firmly shake his hand.
Whoa, hey, quite the grip you got there. What about you, my furry, long-eared fellow?
I don't give my real name or use my real voice. Instead, I say,
"Hello, my name is Pojo, and this here is Dr. Bombay."
You attempt to hold up Jacques to say hello, but he squirms to get back inside your pocket. A gust of frigid air blows the scent of approaching rain into your nostrils.
Well, it looks like a storm might be rolling in. So, is this you all's first time out adventuring?
Oh, we've been around the block a time or two.
Gregory starts walking up the wharf, all while making small talk with the three of you.
Very well then. Why don't I introduce you to my children while we wait? It looks like it may be a while.
He continues walking until you realize you are almost out of sight of the boat. He steps around the corner of a 10-foot-tall stone wall, separating the docks from the inner city. Gregory then calls out,
Lucas! Lucas! Over here! Yeah, that's my boy, Lucas.
Across the street, you all can see three uncivilized-looking young humans fidget with a crossbow. One, a young hoyden, accidentally snaps her fingers with the bowstring while fiddling with the weapon.
Ouch! Shut up, Edwin.
The thin boy with dirty blonde hair and a pronounced overbite standing next to her lets loose a nasally laugh. The third one, a tall, lanky adolescent male, breaks off from the pack and starts sprinting towards you. The spindly individual addresses Gregory.
Oh, hey, what's up?
Lucas, these three will be accompanying you on a voyage. They are, waiting for the captain as well. Go fetch your, brother and sister over there, will ya?
What? Oh, right. Sure thing, Dad.
Perfect. I think you'll all get along well. They're not much older than you all, I'm guessing. Though I regret to say my children are not formally educated. Are any of you still in school, or no? Maybe you've already graduated, I'm thinking.
Pretty much.
Pleased as punch to be out of school, personally.
Lucas then returns from across the street with the other two adolescents.
Very well, this is Lucas, of course you just met, and his brother and sister, Edwin and Hetty.
Edwin continues his nasally chuckles as Hetty spits into her hand and offers it to the PCs.
How you doing, chaps? First time out sailing? Whoa, hey, that's a real swell sword you got there. Can I see it?
Clem, the boisterous young girl, reaches for your short sword, still peace-bonded in its sheath.
Oh, well, sure, I suppose. Just don't go waving it around now.
Hetty then, of course, immediately unsheathes your sword and starts chasing Edwin into the street with it.
Hey, no fair. I want a sword too.
Son of a biscuit.
I can see you're all getting along well. Why don't I go check on the captain again while you all get better acquainted?
Yeah, and speaking of getting better acquainted, remember to subscribe to our channel so you too can become more intimately familiar with the realm of Kretinea and our players' characters. Gain early access, combat encounters, contests, player character statistics, and newly submitted fan art. Yeah, baby. And now, back to the narrative.
As Gregory walks back towards the gangway to the Bullfinch, the winds slightly intensify and a slow drizzle of rain begins to fall. Several merchants and shop owners begin locking their doors and closing their window shutters as the sunlight continues to dwindle and the rain increases to a steady but gentle pace. A few blocks away, Yohan Rockytop and Gemma Celeste shop for some last-minute supplies prior to their voyage. Inside the Casmus General Store, the two elves peruse the limited stock of fresh produce available. Another patron inside is complaining to the shopkeeper about them being sold out of so many items.
What do you mean you don't have any of those left?
Look, I'm sorry. If we ain't got what you're looking for, there's nothing I can do. A group of sailors came through here recently and nearly cleaned us out. What you see on the shelves is all I got, or at least till next Tuesday's shipment from Ephraim's.
Like, we should probably buy the last of these oranges and limes. No citrus can be a killer on trips like this.
Yes, high in vitamin C, sure to stave off the scurvy. Hey, I think I just came up with a line for my new song I've been working on.
Like, you're always working on a new song, but when is, like, the last time you actually finished one, you know?
That's not the point. In music and in life, the true rewards are found within the journey itself, not the destination. And besides, you can't rush a masterpiece.
From outside the shop, a scruffy-looking half-orc abruptly flings open the front door. He yells in, directed to the patron complaining to the shopkeeper.
Hey, get out here. We've got a few lined up. Back to our positions.
The man joins the half-orc outside, and they both run across the street. Oh, good. I thought he'd never leave. Hey, if you two plan on buying something, I'd appreciate it if you hurried things up. Last patrol's already begun, and I'd like to close up soon. I swear, this place is turning into a ghetto, no longer safe to walk the streets at night.
All right, we buy the fruit as quickly as we can, then run outside to follow that half-orc. Sounds like something's about to go down.
All right, back to the docks with Alia, Clem, and Orson. The rain is beginning to collect on your brows, Your ears tire of Lucas seemingly asking the same few questions repeatedly, and furthermore, Hetty and Edwin are now chasing each other in the street with Clem's sword. The sound of a horse galloping is heard about a block away as it draws closer. A royal knight on patrol rides around the corner and in your direction. Hetty and Edwin quickly sheathe the sword and try to hide it behind their backs as the mounted knight approaches. The armor-clad dragonborn stops and addresses you all.
Whoa, Petunia! Whoa! Children, at this hour? Shouldn't you be in bed or be supervised by your parents? Never the matter. Just be careful. This is a rough neighborhood and there are often hooligans about. Come, Petunia! Now!
The toothy knight then turns around and rides away without so much as waiting for a response. While galloping away, he shouts back.
And remember, kids, say no to drugs and illegal pit fighting. Now!
Yohan and Gemma, you two have just exited the general store, and you see the man with the half-orc across the street load a pair of crossbows and enter a dark alley. An armor-clad dragonborn on horseback, likely a guard on patrol, darts up the street in front of you, but without so much as a glance towards either of you or the two men who just entered the alleyway. Looking down the road and towards the docks, the direction from which the knight just came from, you see your three new friends, Aelia, Clem, and Orson, standing in the road with three other adolescents. Then, from behind a stone wall and outside of their vision, the two of you see several more shady individuals with weapons drawn, coming out and surrounding the party by the docks. Aelia, Clem, and Orson, the bandits encircle you. Then you hear Gregory's scratchy voice as he walks around the corner.
Ah, nice work, Lucas. Well done. And here I thought you were gonna blow it.
Yeah, Lucas always mucks things up.
Shut up, Edwin. And you too, Gregory. I mean, Dad.
Like you two even look related. Dumb kids.
Now, for in a sense you are all my children. So let's play nice. I'd hate for things to get nasty.
The PCs begin to notice several more bandits creep out from the neighboring alleyways and from atop the wall separating them from the docks, all armed with weapons pointed at the three friends, prompting them to prepare for combat.
Clem's gonna reach for it.
Best you all still your hands. Just give us what we ask and we can take it from there. To start with, all of your coin will do nicely, and that longbow, Missy, we'll take that too. Hand it over if you know what's good for you.
Everyone roll initiative.
Want to hear how this encounter unfolds and more? Become a supporter on Patreon and subscribe to the channel to learn how the party survives this dastardly ambush at the docks. View player character statistics and behind-the-scenes content. And finally, thank you all for your continued interest and support. We'll be back after these messages.
Increasing numbers of illegal pit fights, leading to new law requiring peace bonding for all weapons. Adventurers Guild in an uproar. Predictions for this year's Royal Games, and restrictions placed on hunting and fishing. All this and more on Nights with Newman, your trusted source for news.
Yeah, savor the succulent aroma as something sweet rolls in at Big Red's Hookah Lounge. Candy Apple Kush, available in lids and pre-rolls. Your friends will be saying, blow some of that sweet stuff my way, while you'll be saying, yeah, the new Candy Apple Kush. Find it at Big Red's Hookah Lounge and get some.
Like, we now return to D&V.
You know, that was actually a bit fun.
Yeah, like, you're all lucky we showed up when we did.
Jacques and I had it covered.
Well, I'll admit, Jem, there was some fancy dancing.
You mean sword play.
All right, hurry. Let's tie up the ones that didn't get away.
The dead ones, too.
You're crazy, Orson.
And I'm thinking that Dragonborn was in on it.
For sure, like a lot of corruption in this city.
As the last conscious bandit retreats, you all begin tying up the ones you subdued. You find yourselves wondering whether you should try to take any of these outlaws to the authorities, or just leave them tied up for the next passing patrol to find. You then hear a bell ring from aboard the Bullfinch. Another sailor steps out onto the gangway and shouts,
"Oi, you all looking for some work? We can always use a few more laborers. Gold up front and more when we return. Should only be a 10-day journey, weather permitting. What y'all say? We leave within the hour."
The party decides to leave the bandits tied up outside the docks as they board the Bullfinch. Out from the door leading to the captain's quarters comes two people, seemingly finishing up some negotiations. The first one strutting out is Captain Grover, a short, rotund, balding man with yellow teeth, graying beard, and suspenders holding up his baggy pants. A spyglass can be seen in a leather case attached to his belt loop. Behind him walks a tall, middle-aged man with dark, well-groomed facial hair and sly, almost debonair look on his face. He wears a black cloak with gold trim, featuring 3 red triangle-shaped symbols across its back, and he carries a staff adorned with runes from top to bottom. As he shuts the door behind him, he says to the captain,
"So we have a deal then. I know he will be here soon. Believe me when I say his help will be vital."
The captain then notices you all standing there and points in your direction.
"Oh hey, is that him? I didn't think he'd be so young." "Well, good. Let's hope you lads really are as keen as old Merlock here says."
"What? Oh gracious no. This isn't Waldorf or any of my crew. Although I believe I could still use them. What do you say we let them aboard and maybe just pay?"
"Oh no. Save your breath, Merlock. Save it. There's room for him aboard, but you gotta pay him out of your purse. No increasing the amount after the fact."
Fine. But we are still waiting for Waldorf. He will be crucial in ensuring that our mission succeeds without calamity.
"Well, he better hurry if we're gonna stay ahead of the weather. Plus, those royal guards will likely harass us on our way out of here if we delay much longer."
"That shouldn't be an issue. Waldorf will be arriving with a few more knights, including the new captain of the guard. Did you hear? He's the one who..."
A young apprentice mage wearing a friar's robe walks out onto the deck. He is carrying a small stone and waving it around.
"Master Merlock, I think it was him. His voice came through this like crackling thunder."
"Ah, fantastic. He was supposed to notify me on his way to the docks, so that means he will be here any second now. And crackling thunder, must be the weather. That is, unless that merchant sold me a flawed sending stone. Ah, yes, excuse me, my new friends. This is my apprentice, Wesley. He helps me with some of my more mundane or tedious tasks, while I repay him by passing along some remedial education in the arcane arts. Isn't that right, Wesley?"
The apprentice says nothing, keeping his eyes towards the deck.
"Maybe you'll even learn my version of the famous magic missile spell sometime, eh, Wesley?" "I'm just kidding, of course. He is just here fulfilling an educational requirement for the Mistvale Mage College until he is ready to become a full-fledged wizard."
Merlock leans in closer, hushing his tone.
"He's not very skilled, but he's coming along."
At this point, a hill dwarf wearing leather armor, a red bandana, and an eye patch steps off the ramp and boards the ship. He carries a large backpack loaded with extra ropes, pulleys, and rock climbing gear. Following behind him are 6 royal knights.
"Ahoy, you scallywags!"
"Ah, finally! Look who decided to join us. I trust everything is in order?"
"Well, yeah, it took some negotiating, but we should be good to go."
"We should or we are, Waldorf. I told you."
We are. Stop busting my chops, Merlock. You know you can trust me."
"Of course. But you're not what or whom I'm worried about."
"All right. Batten down the hatches, raise the sails, and prepare to shove off."
Excellent. Wesley, take our new guests below for the grand tour and let them stow their belongings in their cabin."
"Avast, men. I'll be back to check on things and relieve Sammy by midnight."
Say, I don't mean to be a forward, but it's 20 gold now and 20 more upon return, correct?
"Oh, well, yes. But we'll have to discuss payment further after I have another chat with the captain. Excuse me."
Captain Grover, wait, hear me out.
Merlock then follows the captain back to his chambers while his apprentice Wesley shows the party to their rooms.
Come on, let's go this way.
Mistvale Mage College, you say? Isn't that in Wayerland?
No, west of Treblan. Close enough, though.
The apprentice Wesley speaks in a fairly monotone, almost exasperated manner. He has dark circles under his baggy eyes, and sometimes yawns between questions and explanations. You catch him muttering while he walks around, saying things like,
Whatever. Who cares anyway?
You are led to the front cabin, below the top deck and bow. The corridors are narrow and the steps between decks are slippery. The smell of mildew and salt water are unavoidable, and a thin layer of grease and grime coats nearly every surface.
There are 3 empty rooms here, and 1 more in the rear cabin next to mine and Merlock's below the captain's. There are 2 cots per room. You'll have to share. Belongings can be stowed in the complimentary chest found in each room. Locks are not provided.
Well, sir, I don't mind sharing. Just everybody know I've got gas that could fry an egg.
Oh, lovely.
In that case, Clem can go solo, Jem can bunk with me, and Alia with Orphan, unless someone would rather stay in the rear cabin.
Probably more wise to stick close together.
Whatever. If you follow me down here, you'll see the munitions deck. No one is allowed in there, so don't even try. The door is locked and alarmed. If we proceed to the bottom deck, there is a kitchen. This is where the nightly libations take place, for those interested. 1 meal is served every morning at shift change, and that is all.
So Wesley, if we need anything else during our trip, who do we ask?
And does the captain regularly make himself available for carousing with the crew?
Captain sleeps most of the day, but you can find him top deck at midnight. He likes talking about the stars. Finally, do not bother Merlock or the captain if they are in their chambers, or me either for that matter. I have studies to finish, and I can't remember the last time I've slept. Okay then.
The drowsy apprentice then proceeds to amble up the stairs and back to his room located in the rear cabin. Coming down the opposite stairwell is the one-eyed hill dwarf known as Waldorf.
Hey, adventurers! Join me in a few rounds of the King's Gambit. Promise not to take all your coin before we reach our destination.
Not if I have anything to say about it, Waldorf!
You hear the familiar voice say, coming down the stairs behind him.
It's Waldorf! Get it right, Francis, you fancy pants.
Naturally! I'm always right, and I always have the fanciest pants in the land!
Sir Francis then sees the party and scoffs, obviously recognizing them from the incident in the mud a few weeks ago.
Looks like the captain is now letting anybody aboard his vessel, even the riffraff and street rats.
Oh, well, I see some of you are already acquainted. Well, good. First round's on me. Maybe we can soothe any sore feelings between drinks and with some friendly wagers.
Do you have a gambling addiction? Do you need help?
Then come on down to Maverick's Casino, where our staff is trained to help you with all your gambling needs. Can't see the cards? Too drunk to stand? Unable to count? Well, don't let that stop you. Here at Mavericks, we're equipped to handle all these problems and more. Find us near the South Docks in Symonia, a place where the women are tight and the laws are loose, unlike some establishments where it's the opposite. Mavericks, a gamble you can't afford to not take.
Warning, gambling is a risk and can be addictive. Only bet what you're prepared to lose. A promise, guarantee, apologies, or refund for funds ultimately lost will be provided. Maverick, Dungeons and Vagabonds, and all Big Red's locations not be held liable or held to the same standard as any factual gambling facility within the extended multiverse. Furthermore, all fictitious ads and advertisements are intended for entertainment purposes only.